pure talent not enough? When does a promise need fulfilling? Does the team make the man? Or does the man make the team? The Nets know they must push through their window of opportunity before it closes. The Bulls have used a 6'9" wedge and scrappy play to prop their window open. Cleveland versus Phoenix. LeBron versus Nash. Is it for a simple victory or a mental edge? How about a handshake side bet for an MVP trophy? Watch it all play out next on TNT NBA Thursday.
Vince Carter and the Nets still trying to hit their stride. They have won 4 out of 5, and tonight they are in Chicago, where Ben Wallace and the Bulls are a perfect 13-0 against the East. It's game 1 of our Thursday night double dip. The best to
we'll take it for you, Ben.
And to Andy.
Well,
and
Ben, hey, if Ben don't want to get excited, he can hang out with his dad.
On a chilly 39-degree night in the Windy City, a capacity crowd better than 22,000 have made their way into the United Center. We get ready for the New Jersey Nets and the Chicago Bulls in the first of our TNT doubleheader. Back is Carter from way downtown.
Well, I'll give him a break because there was 1 second on the shot clock, but that's the kind of shot that Vince Carter has to stay away from.
Right back out, Kidd for Carter. And here's Carter to the rim, where he is most effective.
And that's what he needs to do. And I think when Carter makes up his mind to attack the basket and get to the free throw line and really put pressure on the defense, I think he's one of the toughest players in the NBA to guard. Otherwise, when he fades away for those three-pointers, he makes it easy on the defense.
Vince Carter, the other night, at home at the Meadowlands, played well against his former team, the Raptors, in a net win. He had 32 points, 7 assists. Now, he's had some big games this season, and he's averaged 25 points, but at times, you get the idea he lacks passion. There's been a lack of energy, which has affected the team.
Well, you find that kind of odd being a perennial all-star in Vince Carter. He's led his teams, especially when he was in Toronto. But when he came to New Jersey, obviously Richard Jefferson was here, Jason Kidd. So it was almost like the Rasheed Wallace effect. A lot of pressure was taken off of him. But people still look at him as half amazing, half man, half amazing. So it's tough for him to take that lackadaisical role in this offense.
Well, he's so good and so talented. I mean, you see the numbers. He's averaging 25 a game, and yet you're always left wanting more. And I think a lot of that is because he's so gifted. You just think, well, he needs to take that next step, but I don't know that he has that mentality.
Reggie, don't you think it's a matter of shot selection, though? As Collins on the drive is fouled as he was blocked. Jason Collins will go to the line.
Well, it really depends on which Vince is going to show up. Is he going to be the Nutcracker Suite ballet type player, or is he going to be Boys in the Hood type, taking it to the hole and dunking?
Very good.
So you're just wondering which Vince Carter is really going to show up. I like to see the Boys in the Hood Vince that's going to go to the hole, dunk on you a la Alonzo Mourning, as opposed to him shooting Reggie Miller jump shots coming off screens.
Well, here's a Boys in the Hood style Vince Carter. This was last Friday night as the Nets defeated the Bulls in New Jersey.
See, there's no defense for that.
That was man in the hood. There was no boy involved with that. But I think that's exactly why you always expect a little bit more, because he's capable of doing that. And to me, he should get to the free throw line 10 times a game. He's averaged 6 free throw attempts per game for his entire career, and that's not enough when you're as gifted as Vince Carter.
Teammate Vince Carter is also undergoing a divorce, but his appears to be more amicable. They have not been living together all season. She resides in South Carolina.
Other voices in your head, you just have to worry about X's and O's. So it was somewhat of salvation personally for myself.
Vince Carter with a nice move. Gordon is 5 for 5 from three-point territory. Carter with the rebound. Here's Carter on the follow.
Basket by Vince Carter.
So the Bulls now lead out of 10 seconds. Crowd booing.
Why?
Well, they feel the Nets are in a stall as Carter
Four corners.
Yes.
Basket by Vince Carter.
Nets in possession as this third quarter gets underway. Here's Carter posting up, and Vince Carter hits on the fadeaway. So Carter with his 5th field goal, 5 of 11. He has.
This is where they miss Christians at right now, because those would be high screening rolls and picking the pops. As Vince Carter nails the 3 right there. So they're chipping away, getting back into this lead, but that's where they.
The inability to hold on to leads and to close out games as Kidd drains the 3. And one of the reasons is that neither club gets to.
Moore able to chase it down. A 3rd consecutive possession for the Nets. Oh, what a pass from Carter to Moore.
Moving the basketball, finding one another. This is the
times, but this is where Vince Carter has to take over and get to the line. But in the meantime, he makes a beautiful pass.
It did a lot for us as far as us being able to stick with it, keep our composure, play together as a team. Because down 18-0, I think the fans and everybody really was like, oh, well, this game's probably over. And for us to really chip away and win the game in the end, you know, that says a lot about where we've come from the beginning of the year.
And it was Vince Carter who sparked a late run by the Nets along with Jason Kidd, who had 17 points, 10 rebounds.
Hey, Marv, is it time for Steve Wonders?
Well, thank you, Vince. Yes, it is time for Steve Wonders, presented by Vegas. Many as 18. Duhon defending on Carter, goes to the fadeaway and gets the hop.
And that's sort of like that Dallas Maverick play.
And how he wills his team.
Well, Craig, I think he's playing at as high a level as I've seen him play in the last 3 years. He has been magnificent.
A lot of stuff going on, but it's mostly fluff, and that's why as Kidd gets free for the lay-in, you see the goaltending on Deng. But that's why, Reggie, you brought up a great point earlier in the game. You mentioned that the Bulls probably aren't through with this roster. They have a.
Sione passed on a 3, look out, and the Nets were looking for a charge. Instead, it is a block on Carter. Both guys are shaken up. Team foul number 4. Nocioni looks like he hurt his lower back. And Carter also hobbling.
Is there a guy in the league who either draws more charges or gets called for more than Andres Nocioni? He always is in the thick of things around the basket, a physical player. You can see that Carter doesn't quite have position. He's outside the arc, but he doesn't square up, doesn't really quite get there in time. And you see the call from the official, I think the right call. And Nocioni now goes to the line, and these are free talked about with this club. They don't get to the foul line.